I'm Jennifer Gonzales. I'm English 2 teacher here at Memorial High School, and I am a UIL sponsor. I'm the actual overall coordinator for UIL on this campus and for Wilson and the 9th grade center. I'm also nationally board certified and recent recipient of the Reaud Excellence in Education Award. Well, it was a big shock actually, because this is not the first time I've applied for it, but there's a lot of excellent teachers that apply for it, so it was like, it's not an easy one to win. I had a lot of excellent support from my coworkers and everything, and Dr. Small, and I saw the email come through and I was just like, what's happening right now? Because it was very exciting. So it was a wonderful win. To apply for the Reaud Award, you have to have 4 letters of recommendation. You have to have someone nominate you, which is usually your principal. Have to have a letter of recommendation from a student, a parent, a coworker, and one of your assistant principals. You have to write a whole essay about what teaching means to you, your favorite quote. You have to put in a picture, and fill out all the things that you've done throughout your teaching career so that they know what kind of person you are, how well-rounded you are, if you've had publications, activities you're involved in, all those kinds of things so they can see what kind of person you are as a teacher. National board certification was a very intensive process. It actually took me 4 years to work on it. And normally it takes a teacher 3 years to complete that. So not a lot of people in Texas have that. And in fact, I think at last count there's about 1,375 in the whole state of Texas that have this national certification. So only about 3% of teachers. But the good thing about that is it automatically qualifies me for the teacher incentive allotment, which at the lowest level would guarantee our district about $3,000 to $9,000 to either go toward me or other teacher compensation. That's a reason to get it, I guess, part of it, but it's also very great for professional development because you learn so much about yourself as you're doing it. And a lot of teachers that have done it just enjoy it just for that reason, because it requires you to think over how you teach and makes you become a better teacher for that reason. As of right now, I'm the only one in Port Arthur with it. Hopefully there'll be some more soon, but I think there's only 3 in Southeast Texas right now, so hopefully the numbers will increase. I've been the UIL coordinator for 3 years now, so I took over UIL when we had not much of a showing for UIL at that time because our previous coordinator had left several years before, and we hadn't been having much of a show at district. And so I took over not knowing much about UIL at all. So I was learning it from the ground up. And so our first year was very rough, and then next year we hit the ground running hard. Our literary criticism team went to regionals for the first time in decades last year. And we've kept up the pace this year. And our last meet, my Lit Crit team took 4 out of the 6 medals at our meet. For literary criticism in particular, because that's my main section, I get the list for what the kids are going to be reading 2 months before summer starts. So I've actually already got the list for next year. So right before summer starts, I start recruiting my kids, figure out which ones want to compete, which ones are willing to study, and then we do invitational meets throughout the year so that they can get practice on answering questions. I've created a study stack, which is a website online so they can practice all the terms. There's over 600 terms on there that they are practicing, and so they have to know a drama, they have to know poems, they have to know books, they have to be able to analyze poetry. It's a very intensive process. So you have to have kids that are willing to study, or they're not going to do well. One of my coworkers is working with a couple of kids on prose and poetry. That means they're out there speaking and delivering dramatically works of literature, and one of ours placed last year, and he's competing again this year. So I think it's going to go very well. We've got some kids on the 9th grade center that's their very first time competing in UIL that's doing very well for their first time ever. So I'm looking forward to working with them when they come on our campus next year. So it's a lot of work.